Hi everybody, me again. I am here to show you a demo of a technique. It's more for backing papers, if you're wanting to make your own backing papers, and I want to show you my finished card that I use with it. So I did post a photo earlier on in the week of my desk situation, and a lovely lady called Anna asked if I could do the demo, so here it is. This is the finished card. You see, I don't know if it's really picking up the actual image on it, but this is a dream catcher that we've got on its way very shortly, so that's a little sneak peek for you there. So I'm going to get started. Okay, so not that you can see it, but we've got some card blank here. Now I'm just going to show you, because this is the paper that, this is the paper that I use all the time. It's mixed media paper. It's really good. We've got a really nice, it's a nice thickness as well. I'm trying to find where it says. 250. It's really lovely anyway. So if you're wanting to grab yourself some of that, I got this one from the range. Next, so I just want to show you the things that I'm going to be using. So the main product I'll be using, again Nina, is Brushio. These are fabulous, and they're really heavily coloured as well, so every colour you get is so bright, it's lovely. So you do get an assortment of 24 colours in this pack. So the ones that I'm going to be using today are cobalt blue, we've got a Prussian blue, a violet, and we're not sure what the OST stands for, but an OST dot blue. So they're the 4 colours that I'm going to be using to create the backing paper. Along with that, you'll need a heat gun, and just any old paintbrush will do. We'll be using a spritzer. This one I pinched from my 6-year-old daughter's, I don't know, craft kit or some kind of kit that she got for Christmas. We'll be using some twinkle tubs and pokey tool. I'm going to be using Stamp and Stuff embossing powder in Stardust, and also Stamp and Stuff detail silver. So I'll get cracking. Okay, using your very, that was Josie, that big loud noise. She knows to be quiet.
Sorry.
So we're going to use, I'll start off with the cobalt blue, and I'm just taking some onto the end of the brush, and you're going to just tap around the paper, your card, just dropping little bits of that colour all around, and then you're just going to do exactly the same with each of your 4 colours. So this one is the Prussian blue. Now this is a really deep blue. It's beautiful. And OST blue. We're going to add some violet into that as well. It's a constellation that we're trying to sort of achieve the look of. It's quite a lot of purple, but there's no right or wrong in this technique. It'll just look amazing when you've added some water. So this is the best bit. This is the bit you get to have some fun with. Spritzer, and we're just going to hover it over and just give that a good spray. I'm going to use the pokey tool now to hold down the paper. It'll start raising up in the middle where you've wet it. And just as a warning, this does mark your skin, and it will stay on there for a good couple of days as well. So if you're going anywhere nice or have just had your nails done, I definitely recommend wearing some gloves for this task. So can you see, Dad? Can you give us a zoom? It's zoomable. There we go, look. So you can see the colours starting to spread out and blend into each other. It's just beautiful. So you don't want to oversaturate your card. So I'm just going to go back, I'm going to go in, should I say, with the heat gun, just heat up the card, dry it out, and once you've dried it out, then you can see where you'd like to maybe add a little bit more colour, or maybe a little bit of a different colour. So just keeping that heat gun on there, wafting it about a little bit. It's such a lovely technique to do as well. It would look amazing, and they've got some really nice reds and oranges. That'd make a really nice sunset colour. There we go, look. So I think I possibly might have overdone it water-wise with that last one. That's why it's taking just that little bit longer to dry out. But not to worry. Right, so I'll lift that up a little bit for you. You see what we've created. I'm going to go back in now, I think, and just maybe add a little bit of extra colour. I think I'm going to go with the violet in this corner. So just another drop on there, look. And then once again back in with your spritzer until that colour starts coming out. Lovely. And also there'll be areas that have still got quite a lot of paint on, so if you went back in with your water, you're just going to intensify that colour again. So just heat that up. I mean, what a beautiful underwater theme this would make as well. Just chasing the water around now. And what we're going to do, just before it dries completely, I want to now, at this stage, start adding a little bit, I'm going to use the back end of this paintbrush, a little bit of embossing powder, just to the nearly dried paint, okay? Because then the embossing powder is going to stick to the wet paint and act as an adhesive, okay? And then I'm going to go in with the silver as well, tapping that over. If you look up at the sky, you'll see lots of different beautiful colours. There we go, look. So then we're going to heat it up again. Yep, just heating that up. And you'll start to notice that your the embossing powder you've put down then will turn metallic. There we go. I think you can sort of see there, yeah. My dad's nodding. Cameraman Roy is nodding. I just think what a beautiful technique, and one you can just have so much fun with. So just keep heating that up. There we go, because we're wanting the embossing powder to stick on there. Beautiful. Wow. And with each time you do this technique, it'll be different. So each one's unique. Another amazing selling point to it. Just wow. Okay. I think we're nearly there now. We're drying. Okay, so the next step, I'll lift it back up again to show you. Wow, so you can just see those sparkles on it as well. Stunning. Okay, pop that down, and I'm going to use my paintbrush. And one thing I forgot to mention earlier when I was showing everybody is the paint palette that I used last week. I'm going to just use the white this time. So we're just going to pick some white colour out of there. Excuse my arm. And then I'm just going to go in, drop some dots of white around. You see? Again, you're just adding to that look of the sky. So beautiful. I'm happiest when I'm creating. This week's been a busy card making week. Getting all ready. I've got my new Faye and Josie have been beavering away and made the new stamps for me. So I've got all my samples ready. Okay. I think that should be enough. Can you see them? Just a bit on there, look. Again, I'll just lift that up for you. Look at that. Wow. Right. Next step, I am going to add some of these twinkle tubs. They are so sparkling, so shiny. Josie has previously pinched my glue. Jo, can you trot that glue over for me, please? Thank you. So I'm using some Dries Clear glue now. Just a little bit. A tiny little bit on the little white dots. I'm just going to add some of those twinkle tubs there, wherever you're feeling like a little added sparkle. So I'm going to use the pokey tool and just pick up a really tiny amount of glue on the ends of the pokey tool, and then what I tend to do is just pop a few out onto the paper and then drop them onto your glue. And because it dries clear, you'll be able to see the beautiful sparkles underneath it once it's dried. There we go. Let's drop some more in there. Look. What a beautiful technique. I hope everybody has lots of fun trying to recreate it. I just want to say a massive hello and thank you to everybody that went to the show at the weekend in Newcastle. It was an amazing show. Everybody was so super friendly and lovely, and we just can't wait to get back up there and see everybody. Gateshead, it was Gateshead. So, can you see there, look? That's just beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one more time the card that I achieved with this background. So I'll just do that. Look, oh, upside down again, Nina. So this is the card. You can just make out the dream and the dream catcher that will be coming your way very shortly. So I hope everybody's really enjoyed this technique. It's switched me. I hope everybody enjoyed this technique and has a lot of fun trying to recreate it. Any questions, always message. We're always here to help and happy to help. So yes, happy crafting and enjoy.